Hi, my name's Claire and I live in Melbourne, Australia.
What drew you to Ayurveda?
So I first discovered Ayurveda almost 10 years ago now when I started my yoga teacher training, and it always just made sense to me, even back then when I knew very little. The little that I did know about the doshas and how they manifest within each of us, and how they behave when they're in balance and out of balance, just made sense to me. It just made absolute perfect sense. And so from that very, very early time, I started reading about it, trying to find out more about it. Um, did some short workshops, and then having benefited personally from Ayurvedic treatment, that was a really big step in my learning and also in my desire to learn more, to want to know more, and to share that knowledge with other people. So part of my journey to be a student on this course for the diploma course was really to actually spread the word of Ayurveda, and to be able to do that to benefit people, so they can experience what I'd experienced from my treatment, which was really just feeling better generally, being far more in balance with myself, both mentally, physically, emotionally. It Ayurveda treats very much the individual and at a root cause level. So you're not just dealing with the symptoms, you're very much dealing with the cause, and therefore the benefits that that brings holistically throughout the body is, well, it has to be experienced really to be believed.
So why did you choose to study with the Ayurveda Institute?
I chose the Ayurveda Institute for two main reasons. The first being the credibility of Dr.Deepika Rodrigo in terms of her knowledge and wisdom about Ayurveda, but also in terms of her practical experience. And all of that combined with her passion, her enthusiasm, her belief, and her integrity around the subject. So all of that together was one of my main reasons for choosing this course. The other main reason was the depth of the topics that were covered. So other courses that I looked at didn't cover anywhere near as much as this one does, and I wanted something that was more than a diluted version of Ayurveda. I wanted something that was absolutely authentic, that was very much from the roots of Ayurveda, in the same way that treatment is at a root level. I wanted to learn at a root level, and being a student on the course with Dr. Deepika has really given me that, has really provided that to me.
So what have you gained from the course?
I have increased my knowledge of Ayurveda massively. The amount that I now know is so much more than I knew back in the beginning, and I thought I knew quite a bit back then but really didn't. So the journey that I've been on with the course has been very almost humbling. It's sort of, you almost feel you know something, and then a whole other landscape is revealed to you as you gradually continue to peel back layer upon layer upon layer, because there is so much to know, and I still know that even the knowledge I have now is just the tip of the iceberg. So I very much have learned about Ayurveda, but also how to apply it to daily life, how to apply it to other people, and that was a big part of it for me. So the case study aspect of the course has been a huge part of my learning, huge part of my learning. I have worked with patients from all sorts of walks of life with all sorts of conditions, and have found their responses and their feedback brilliant. And it's actually been quite amazing as a relatively relatively young in my Ayurvedic journey to be offering treatment plans to patients now already for my case studies, and seeing their joy, their happiness when they benefit, when they change their diet, when they add in some remedies, when they change their lifestyle factors, and to see that the rewards from them really have just been their joy at being treated.
Anything else?
So I chose the Ayurveda Institute in the UK over any local courses here, and I looked at courses here in Australia, I looked at courses in India, and I looked at other courses in the UK and Europe. And the reason I chose the Ayurveda Institute was partly for the reasons I've explained in relation to the topics of the content of the course, and Dr. Deepika Rodrigo as the principal lecturer, but also the way in which it was delivered. The online streaming of the immersion weekends is excellent, absolutely excellent, brilliant facility, a wonderful, wonderful way to learn. I was looking for a course that I was able to that fitted with me and my other commitments. I have a small child and very limited childcare arrangements living in Australia and away from extended family. So I was looking for something that really would work for me, that didn't involve long periods of time on residential retreats away from my family and away from my hometown. So all of that came through with the online streaming of the lectures. And then the self-directed study has been hard, but it has been a great way to learn, and has actually really made me even more committed because of the amount of time I've put into the course and the learnings that I've got from it. And the self-directed study, along with the immersion weekends, is always incredibly thought-provoking, inspiring, and the discussion and debate in those immersion weekends is just incredibly, just brilliant, really passionate and really driven, and they've actually been a pleasure to be a part of. Even though I've been on the other side of the world being a part of them rather than in the classroom, I've never ever felt that I wasn't part of that student group. So it's been a wonderful experience for me.